Long, long ago, on the graceful Sandpoy River that flows southward into the Columbia River, an old man and an old woman lived with their tribe, the Sandpoils, along with their beautiful granddaughter. The old man and woman were so stooped that it appeared they were walking on their knees and elbows. One day, Coyote came along and saw the old couple with the beautiful girl. He knew that he wanted to marry her, but thought better than to ask her to be his wife immediately. So he decided to ask that evening, using the day to get better acquainted with the family. The old couple watched him, noting his well-groomed hair, height, and strength. Old man and old woman talked between themselves about Coyote, wondering if he could be a chief. In the late afternoon, Coyote asked Old Man, "What is that thing down in the stream?" "Why, that is my fish trap," Old Man replied. "A fish trap? What do you do with that?" asked Coyote, pretending that he did not know. "Oh, occasionally I catch a full bullheads and sunfish," Old Man said.
Is that what you eat? I've never heard of them. Are they big enough for a meal? Asked Coyote. They are not much, but what else can we eat? Replied Old Man. I think I will go up the hill and look around, said Coyote, despite the sun lowering in the sky. On top of the hill, Coyote saw some grouse roosting in a tree. He threw some stones at them, killing 5, and carried the grouse back to Old Man and said, "Let's eat these for supper tonight." After removing the feathers, Old Man roasted the game over the fire, and when they were done, everyone sat down to eat the wonderful meal. To Old Man and his family, it seemed like a feast. "Is this the kind of food you eat every day?" the old man asked Coyote. "Sometimes I eat berries and roots too, and I catch some real big fish, as long as your arm," said Coyote.
Later, Coyote announced that he would like to stay there if they wanted him. Otherwise, he would move on. "What do you mean?" asked Old Man. "Well, it's like this. I would like to marry your granddaughter," said Coyote. Old Man and Old Woman looked at each other, but said nothing. Coyote went for a little walk to allow the Old Man and Old Woman to talk privately. While Coyote was gone, Old Man said to his wife, "What do you think of this fellow? You saw what he did, bringing good food for our supper. If we let him marry our granddaughter, maybe they'll stay here, and we will always have such good food. Surely our girl will marry someone soon, perhaps some man not as good as this young fellow. Well, husband, I'll leave it entirely up to you." Soon Coyote returned. He decided to let Old Man open the conversation. Old Man held his pipe in one hand and said, "How I wish I had a smoke. My tobacco ran out some time ago."
"Have some of mine," said Coyote, reaching into his jacket pocket. He pulled out a large bunch of tobacco and gave it to Old Man, who filled his pipe, feeling very much surprised that Coyote would have real tobacco. After a while, Old Man spoke. "My wife and I have talked over your proposal, and she left the decision up to me. I have decided to let you marry our granddaughter and live here. If you go away, we want you to take her with you. How do we know that you'll actually do this?" "No need to worry," said Coyote. "I am tired of traveling. I want to settle down here for the rest of my life if it's okay with you." Old Man was pleased with Coyote and believed what he said, so Coyote took the pretty granddaughter for his wife. Early that evening, Coyote stayed with his wife and later said, "I am going out for a few minutes, and when I return, we'll go to bed." "All right," answered his wife.
Coyote went downstream to where Old Man had his fish trap. He changed it into a basket-type trap, piling rows of rocks to guide fish into the basket. When he finished, he called to the salmon, "I want 2 of you in the basket trap tomorrow morning, 1 male and 1 female." Then he returned to his bride. Next morning, Coyote asked Old Man to go to his fish trap early. "I think I heard a noise in the night that sounded like a fish caught in a trap," he said. Old Man went downstream to see his fish trap. Sure enough, he saw 2 big fish in the trap. Old Man was so excited, he stumbled up the trail toward Coyote. "You were right! There were 2 great fish in a trap bigger than I have ever seen," exclaimed Old Man. "You must be dreaming," said Coyote. "Come down with me and see for yourself," Old Man said. When the 2 reached the trap, Coyote exclaimed, "You're so right. These are salmon, chief among all fish. Let us take them over to that field, and I will show you what to do with them."
When they reached the open field, Coyote sent Old Man up the hill to gather some sunflowers. Those are salmon plants. Salmon must always be laid on sunflower stems and leaves, Coyote explained, showing Old Man how to prepare the fish. First, put a stick in the salmon's mouth and bend it back to break off the head. Second, place long, sharp poles inside the salmon lengthwise to hold for roasting over your campfire, said Coyote. Now, remember this, he continued. The first week, go down to the trap and take out the salmon every day, but when fixing it, never use a knife to cut it in any way. Always roast the fish over the fire on sticks, the way I've shown you. Never boil the salmon the first week. After the salmon is roasted, open it carefully and take out the backbone without breaking it. And save the back part of the head for the sacred bundle. Never eat that. If you do not do these things as I've told you, either a big storm will come up and you will be drowned, or you'll be bitten by a rattlesnake and you'll die. If you do as I tell you, you'll always have plenty of salmon in your trap.
I am telling you these sacred things about the salmon because I'm gonna die sometime. I want you and your tribe to know of the best way to care for and use your salmon. After this, your men will always have placed their fish traps up and down the river to catch salmon. The man having the first trap will be the chief of the salmon, and the others should always do anything he tells them to. After the first week of the salmon season, you can boil your salmon or cook it in any way you wish, but remember to always take care of the bones, wrapping them in a sacred bundle, never leaving them where they can be stepped on or over. For the next few days, each time Old Man went down to his fish trap in the morning, he found twice as many salmon as the day before. Coyote showed him how to dry fish to prepare them for the winter use. Before long, they had a large scaffold covered with drying fish.
People of the Sandpoil tribe saw the fish and noticed how well Old Man and Old Woman were doing. They went to their hogans and told the others about the big red fish called salmon, and about the tall young stranger who taught Old Man about caring for them. Soon, all the people came to see for themselves. Old Man and Old Woman invited them to feast on their roasted salmon, and the old couple explained how their new grandson-in-law had shown them how to trap the salmon and dry them for winter. To this day, the Sandpoils say that their tribe still harvests salmon in the exact same way that Coyote taught their ancestors, long, long ago.